So if you recall from one of my earlier videos, this is out in my shelter belt of trees where I had a bunch of excess straw that we used just to keep the weeds down, and I came out here with some extra seed potatoes, threw them under the straw, covered them up, and I have not done any maintenance on them. I came out here and checked, and there is some growing, but they don't look very good. But I thought, what the heck, we'll look and see if there is any potatoes under these, and see if potatoes can survive on their own without any maintenance. They got a lot of rain in July. It hasn't rained for several weeks very much here, so they haven't gotten any attention. Let's see if they manage to produce any potatoes. This one here is probably the worst looking one. It looks like it's not doing good. So there is the original seed potato that I planted in there. Oh, look at here. Potato. That's not bad. I don't think there's any more. The ground is pretty dry. Well, that's exciting because that plant was probably the worst looking one of the bunch. Let's try another one. Straw that is on here is probably oat straw or barley straw from our fields. Scared I'm gonna unearth a mouse or something. Okay, so there is the seed potato. Oh my goodness, look at this. This is very exciting. Maybe only one potato per plant, but I better dig good here. Like you can see, the soil is very poor, sandy, but having the straw on it and having it break down makes it a little bit better. So far, one potato per plant, not very good. Spotted another one. I had to put my gloves on, the ground's so hard. But this was a red Norland potato, seed potato, and I found another baby. So here's my harvest off of three plants that I've checked out so far. As you can see that this spot that I grew these in is not ideal for anything but quack grass and weeds. But I call this experiment a success. If you have a piece of bare land that you can spare and you get a hold of some straw or hay, why not give it a try? There was absolutely very little effort put into it. I put them on the ground, forked the straw over top of them, and just let Mother Nature look after them all summer. And we should be able to hopefully get 1 or 2 meals out of this when I'm done harvesting them all. So, give it a try. Okay, we're going to try harvesting these red Norland potatoes that are under the straw. See if we can get enough for our supper tonight. Okay, so these potatoes were just put on the ground back at the end of May, covered with some straw. I healed them up with some more pea straw about a month ago. Let's see what we got here. Nothing too big there. Not a bad size. Ground's a little wetter here. There's another one. There's a lot of tree roots in here, so it's really hard to dig. Potatoes on that plant. Go to the next one. Here. Plunk. Try that again. Hey. There's a nice size one. So even though my harvest wasn't that great this year, this is the first year that I planted in this area. As you can see, I'm using permaculture methods. I just keep adding organic material to the ground. There won't be any rototilling happening here. And I will just cover it up with some more straw and compost this fall. Keep building up the soil. Next year, I think it'll work even better. So you can see the ground looks pretty good down here. It's very fertile looking. There's a lot of tree roots to deal with, but those will break down and just add even more organic material to the soil. So I am going to cover this area up again, keep it mulched, and I'm going to give the potatoes under the straw a thumbs up. I highly recommend it to anybody who wants to try an easy method of growing potatoes if you have the space. You can watch my previous videos on how to plant potatoes under the straw. Anyway, the one thing that didn't happen this year that happened last year was I didn't have a lot of rodents eating my potatoes. I noticed I didn't come across any of my potatoes that had little teeth marks or found any potatoes that were half eaten. So whereas last year when I planted under hay, probably a quarter of my crop was partially eaten by probably mice. So maybe they prefer to, or maybe they don't prefer straw, so maybe straw is the way to go. So that's my opinion and update on harvesting potatoes in 2020. If you enjoyed this video and like to see more, please leave your comments below and don't forget to subscribe.